Welcome to the #Attitude Shield podcast, the true mental operating script rewriting program designed for those looking for a change from within. No more hype or sugar-coated promises. This is to-the-point guidance on how to change the way we think to grab the life we always wanted. Are you ready for the change? Now your host, David L. Parker.
Hey, welcome to the next episode of #Attitude-Shield. I am David L. Parker. What we talk about here is rewriting our operating script because, hey, you already know this. If the one you use today could take you to your ultimate life, that success that you're looking for, the things that you want out of life, it already would have. But since it hasn't, we need to adjust it, upgrade it, rewrite a little bit. It's funny, I spend a lot of time, people talk a lot about speaking things into existence, which is true. You got to speak things into existence. You really do. But if I was to go in my kitchen and say to myself, I'm an Oscar Mayer Twinkie 4,000 times every day, how long before I turned yellow and became an Oscar Mayer Twinkie, or a Hostess Twinkie, excuse me? How long? How long would I have to say this manifestation of what I want over and over and over and over again? I don't know. I don't think I could ever speak it into existence. Now, that's a pretty ridiculous thing, but this is what we're talking about today is why Attitude Shield? Why #Attitude Shield? Because the hashtag is used to bring attention to something. A hashtag is a, hey, pay attention. Hey, talking to a certain group of people. And that's what I'm talking to. I'm talking to a certain group of people right now. I'm talking to the people that have big dreams. My favorite human beings are the happy-go-lucky, out-loud dreamers. They've had some success in some things, looking for more. And #Attitude Shield helps do that because what it does is it helps you recognize the power in the words. You're literally going to turn words into acronyms. You're literally going to turn words into motivational statements for you. And we're going to talk a lot about them. But I think one of the number one building blocks that we have to overcome or put in place is actually how to move forward. Now, there are some amazing people out there. For example, Mr. Tony Robbins. I have nothing but respect for Tony Robbins. I think he's one of the most brilliant people when it comes to how to talk to yourself, how to think, and how to move forward. There are. Dean Grazio, complete respect. John C. Maxwell. There's 1,000 of them. Franklin Covey. But I think that a lot of us, we listen to that wonderful wisdom, that guidance, and we can't figure out how to make it work. We can't figure out how to put it into our lives. We can't figure out how to get it to go together. And I think it's really simple, believe it or not. I believe that those gentlemen, those ladies, those people, they're talking about an operating script, just like Attitude Shield talks about. But they're talking about an operating script that is way above where most of us are at. So it would sort of be like, sorry about that. It would sort of be like bringing David Parker 5.0 upgrade of software and trying to put it in to David Parker 2.0 and connect them. You know how, like with a computer, you have to upgrade your software as you go along, and maybe you upgrade some hardware and you do some stuff, but you have to upgrade that software from time to time. Heck, the phone that just went off reminding me it's time for my shake, it has to have software updates. Well, how come we don't realize that about ourselves? How come we don't realize, you know what? I need to change. I need to be different. Well, we listen to those wonderful human beings that I'm talking about, and they're talking this 5.0 stuff. And it's like, how do I put that into my world? Well, I think the problem is we have those questions, we have those challenges. So Attitude Shield talks about how we talk to ourselves. Now, today I want to talk to you about changing some words. This is the basis for Attitude Shield right here. You ready? Goals. I don't like the word. I think the word goal or goals, plural, sets you up for failure. Now, right now, people are going, what is this nutcase? I'm turning this video off. You're a moron. Are saying about it. But let me explain what I mean. If there's power within words, like say, take the word money, turn it into an acronym, money, make others' needs exceed yours. The server heart. So if you're going to have the word goal, what's a motivational acronym for it? I tell you what, I find a negative one too easily. Go out and lose. Goals to me seem old, archaic. There's 1,000. I can go on the internet here right now, right? Let's go right over here. Click on 18 motivational quotes, right? If you want to be happy, set a goal that commands your thoughts, liberates your energy, and inspires your hopes. From one of the smartest motivational speakers there are, Andrew Carnegie. How about we change the word goal to target? Set a target that commands. Now, why do I like the word target so much? Why do I call that one of the first building blocks of a true, powerful attitude shield? See, because a target is something you go out and hunt down. A goal is something you hope to achieve. A target is something that when it moves left or it moves right, you can readjust and go get it. A goal just sits there. I always think of a goal like the field goal post on a football field. Now, I don't know if you know this about me, but I've coached ball from Pop Warner to semi-pro for the last 20 years. Matter of fact, right now, I'm part of a coaching staff at my local high school. Now, all those years, I've coached perfect seasons, 12-0s, 13-0s kind of things. I've also coached the opposite, 0-11s, right? So it's not all 100% roses and fairy dust. But like my intro says, I'm going to give it to you straight. Not every one of those football players can kick a field goal, no matter how much I coach them. Not every one of them can do it. Why? Because that goal is stuck there, and it's a certain height, and it's a certain place, and there's no adjustment to it. Now, you may be saying to yourself, that's not fair. I mean, what are you talking about? Can't kick a field goal. Okay. Have you ever gone into a person's home and seen a goal board? It sits there, and it says, this is what you don't have. This is what you're aspiring for. There's positivity there, but there's also some negativity there. And we're already wired to be negative. We have to figure out how to be positive. A target, you can adjust. If you aim and go after a target and you miss that target, you learn from what you just did. You learn and you adjust. You make a little corrections, a little adjustments, and you go again. If you miss, you adjust, you go again. You ever been in somebody's house? I have. And people have targets from the range on the wall, and they have holes in them. You never seem to find anybody with a target in their house without holes. Anyway, you're like, what is he talking about? I think that the reason there's a comment that says people don't plan to fail, they fail to plan. Or a goal not written down is a I don't know, waste of error. Because goals are tough. Now, I'm not telling you you don't need something. You have to be going forward. I'm going forward all the time. Right now, one of my targets is to lose 100 pounds because I want to be down under 200 pounds. Well, okay, so it's down to 80 pounds, 80 pounds. But that's my target. And here's the difference again. Think about goal versus target. In the world, have you ever heard of a target audience? Sure. Maybe you're part of my target audience. You ever heard of a goal audience? You ever heard of a goal market? Oh, wait, no, those are target markets. Have you ever heard of a successful person? Of course you have, that reached their goals, but that's because they focused on it like a target. All I'm trying to say to you here is, for #AttitudeShield, try not to use the word goal too much, because there is some negativity to it, and there's probably some failure. Probably sometime in your life, you set a goal and you went after it. I'm going to get this done, right? You aimed high. I'm going to get it, and you failed. And maybe you tried it again and again and again, and you failed and you failed and you failed. So now, when you say the word goal, you go, these are tough. I don't know what I'm going to do. I just, it's like yo-yo life. You go up, you go down, you go left, you go right, and you're trying to figure out how to reach that goal. And it frustrates you. Now, how is that helping your energy? How is that helping your motivations? How does that help you in any way, shape, or form? If you're frustrated trying to get something to work, why do it? I don't understand. I mean, I don't understand where a lot of this stuff comes from, right? It's just got a bunch of bad cliches to it. Now, I remember, I don't know if you know this about me, but I spent 22 years in the Army, and I was promoted to the senior non-commissioned officer's rank. I made sergeant first class, E7. Now, there are two more higher ranks in the NCO Corps, E8 and E9. I did not achieve those targets, but I did achieve, reach, grab down, hunt down my target, and made E7. Now, some of my soldiers and peers, if you will, would say to me, how did you do that? I don't understand. What's different about you than me? How come you did and I didn't do it? And I'd say, well, I set a target and I hunted it down. And they go, what? I'd be like, I figured out what I needed to do. I set my target and I went after it. I gave it all I had. I stayed focused on it all the time. I didn't take a break from going after my target. Do you take breaks from your targets? As I'm saying, keep your eye on those targets. That's what you keep doing, right? You can't, if you take your eye off the target, you can still move forward. Goals, just, I'm going to stop beating it up. I'm telling you, if you use the word target versus goal, a lot of times you'll discover that you can achieve more because of the energy that you're going to get out of the word, right? It's like when I'm talking about the Army promotions, I was just speaking about that a moment ago. I just want to go on that a little bit deeper. It was a little bit weird because people are so ingrained in the word goal that thinking of a new word that lets them succeed is hard. Well, is it hard or is it one of those upgrades to the software? Upgrade. I think I'm on version David 1,000,279 or something like that, because I'm always trying to upgrade. I'm always trying to do better. I'm always trying to figure out how to be better. One of the things I noticed was an interesting statement that Coach Tom Reber said to me one time. He said a couple things that are awesome. One of them is, how you do one thing is how you do everything. And I realized that a lot of these self-help, a lot of these other things that we look at, these books that we read and these things, they don't help us figure out what it is. What is that one thing that we do that really echoes across everything that we do? And I realized that we all have one. And it's not just how we talk to ourselves, because talking to ourselves is so important. I'm going to say it to you 1,000 more times. You're never going to talk to anybody more than you talk to you. So make sure you know what to say. Make sure you understand what to say. And understand that how you do one thing is how you do everything. In other words, if you cut corners on that, you're probably cutting corners on that over there. If you're not taking care of yourself this way, you're probably not taking care of yourself that way. So I set a target to change all those things. It's like my good buddy who comes on Wednesdays, Eric Jackson says all the time, don't allow yourself to use softeners. Don't remember there's a conflict. If you haven't been with me for a long time, there's a conflict between your heart and your head. There's a fight. There's a human condition conflict. This is like version 2.0, moving from 1 to 2 here. And that is, your heart knows the truth. You can't lie to your heart, but you can lie to your brain. You can't tell your heart a lie. Your heart knows better. It just knows better. Let me give you a perfect example. My mentor of 30 years. I remember sitting on my porch in Kentucky when I was still in the Army. And at that time, I was in the Amway business. Never heard of the Amway business. It's a multi-level market. Was an interesting experience. Anyway, He's sitting on my porch in Kentucky, and he's literally smoking cigarettes. There's one in his mouth. He's smoking a cigarette. And he says to me, I'm a non-smoker. And I'm like, what? What the freak are you talking about? You're smoking a cigarette. He goes, yeah, I know, but I'm a non-smoker. And I was so confused. And he would say this all the time when we were hanging out. He would say this. He would say, I'm a non-smoker. Smoke, smoke, smoke. I'm a non-smoker. Smoke, smoke, smoke. Then one day he came to the house, or I went to his. I don't remember exactly which one it was, and he didn't smoke. And I noticed over a period of time, a few days, weeks, that he didn't pick up a cigarette again. And I said, how'd you do that? He goes, I spoke it into existence. So his heart forced the brain to make him a non-smoker. Now, some people call it the unconscious mind. You can't lie to the unconscious mind, but the conscious mind will make up waivers for you. Oh, I'm really not that, or I really didn't mean to do this. You know, it all links back to that. We judge ourselves by our intentions and everybody else's actions because we can never look at a person's intentions because we don't know them. How many times have we gotten ourselves in trouble by softening, adding a softener to our lives because we use, well, my intention wasn't that. So that means my action is excused. What a crop of crap. Your intentions and your actions are exactly how you should look at yourself. What action did you take? Oh, that's right. We don't want to talk about action. If we talk about action, then we have to do action. Let me tell you, I'd like you to take action, if you will. If you're enjoying the show and you want to help support the show, why don't you buy me a cup of coffee? I'd appreciate that very much. Matter of fact, you can click on the link with the show that says buy me a cup of coffee, right? And for a couple of bucks, few bucks, you can buy me a cup of coffee. Take some action. Buy me a cup of coffee. I like coffee. And if you don't want to buy me a cup of coffee, can you do this? Can you share the show on all your social media? Because one of the next building blocks of Attitude Shield is not just changing the word goal to targets. It's impacting people. If that's not why we're here, why are we here? If we're not here to impact each other, if we're not so unique that we need to share our uniqueness with each other, then what the freak are we doing here? That's one of the problems we have right now. Anyway, we're going to talk about that in another show. We're going to talk about how social media and bad negative interaction is busting us apart. But hey, you want to help impact people? Share this, right? Share it on your YouTube. Share it on your Facebook. Share the show on your Instagram. Because if I can impact one person, and that one person can impact one person, and they impact a person, and they impact a person, and they impact a person, maybe we can impact everybody. How many people, I'm going to figure this out between now and another show. How many people, okay, so you know if you take a penny compounded daily for 30 days, it's over 1 million. I wonder how many days it would take past 30 on the penny compounded factor to hit 7.8 billion. Maybe we can influence each other. Anywho, if you like the show, buy me a cup of coffee. Let's get back to what we were talking about. What we're talking about is targets versus goals. What we're talking about is how to impact ourselves, you know, how to make things happen. What you say to yourself is so important. I can't give up. I can't stop. I can't change about telling you this. It is so important. If you say you suck at something, you're right. If you say you're great at something, you're getting closer. And you will get there. We are such unique creatures. We have opposing thumbs. That helps. Our minds are, do you understand that your brain, your mind, is the most complicated mechanism in the known universe? And that when you talk to it, when you teach it what to say, you can go anywhere. Anywhere. You can accomplish anything if you keep working hard at it. If you set a target and you go hunt it down, you make it happen, but you got to take action. See, a few years ago, I'm hanging out with this guy, crazy successful business owner, crazy successful, one of those networker guys. This was just a few years ago. right? I'm not talking about back in Amway. I'm talking about Amway was like in the 90s. This is 2020, okay? 2021 today. Can you believe it's May? Anyway, and I'm talking to this guy. He's got this crazy successful business of networking, multi-level marketing, if you want. I'm chatting with him, and I'm talking to him about hashtag Attitude Shield. I'm talking to him about impacting a people. And I says, so how'd you build this big business? He says, I spoke it into existence. I said, okay. Then what action did you take? And he would say, what? I spoke it into existence. I said, so you sat here in your office of your multi-million-dollar home on a golf course in Colorado and said to the roof like this, I have a large successful business. I have a large successful business. I have a large successful business. And you never took any action? And he would just blink at me and stare at me and just make these crazy kind of comments. And I was like, dude, did you have to put some work effort into it? And you know what he said to me? You can't talk about action because that's not what motivates people. What? Listen, you got to talk to yourself right. You got to set the right targets and you got to take action. TSA. Targets, speak, action. You're going to hear me say it. A dream spoken out loud is a shared hallucination unless you take action. Now, I'm not telling you you're going to be a multi-billionaire. I don't sell that hype. Not my thing. I love people who say, if you do what I say, you'll be rich. Well, unless you're making, significant money, most people don't even understand what it takes to make $1 million a year. Just $83,000 a week and change. Well, I don't know about you, but I right now am not making $83,000 a week and change. So I'm not going to tell you how to make $83,000 a week and change. I'm going to tell you that your success is something that you decide. What is your success? What is success to you? Is it money? Is it happiness? Is it a place to live? You know what? I have friends, people that I play golf with, people that I talk to, people I share cigars with, right? And if you're into cigars, you can always check out my other YouTube channel at 44 North Whiskey and Seltzer Bar. I do a whiskey show. Anyway, I play golf with these guys, and some of these guys are worth 8 figures, and they're miserable jerks. I have friends that live in their RV in a small campsite with 4 flat tires that are some of the happiest, go-lucky, positive human beings I've ever met. So I am not here to tell you that making $1 million is going to make you happy. I'm here to tell you that if you have a hashtag strong attitude shield, happiness is grabbable. Happiness is obtainable. If you learn how to talk to you, you stop sitting back and going, I don't know, I suck at this. I'm not good at that. I'm such a terrible person. You're right. No way around it. There's no magic pill, no magic cliche comment, no acronym that I can come up with to overpower what you just said. I can't do it, guys. I try. I can't do it, ladies. I can't come up with any magic other than the fact that you are what you say to you. Why don't you say something nice? Why don't you say something impactful? One of the first videos I did on here, we talked about what do you reflect? The pity party pain projectors. Now I've jumped back because there's so many episodes. We talked about why hashtag Attitude Shield, what it is, what's a basic building block. And we're going to go over some more stuff like that. But it's what you say to you. And you know what? You can say positive things to you that are bad, like goal. But here's another one. If you've been listening to the show on podcast, you've heard me say, anytime somebody says to me, I say, hey, how you doing? Because remember, I want you to talk to or say hi to at least 2 or 3 people you don't know a day. Just pass them by. Hi, how you doing? Heck, I'm known to wave at people when I'm driving because you might be the only person that was positive to them all day long. Anyway, there are positive things you can say that are negative. And I will slam on my feet brakes when I say, hey, how you doing? And somebody says, living the dream. Wait, what? Remember, your brain is listening. So if your life sucks, if your life is hard, if your life has problems, if you're not where you want to be, and you mess around and tell people you're living the dream, you're going to stay right there. You're not going to improve. You're not going to change. If that's your dream, then your brain is going to go, okay, we have arrived. Your heart's like, wait, no, stop, time out. But you keep saying it, and you keep saying it, and you keep saying it. Living the dream, living the dream, living the dream. Then don't be surprised when you don't have other things that you'd like. Happiness, contentment, the things that you want, because you're saying you're living the dream. Isn't living the dream what we all want to do? Isn't that where we're trying to get to? Isn't that what we're trying to do, is trying to live the dream? Isn't that what we're trying to do? So if you claim you're already doing it, and you're not only are you lying to you, you're lying to everybody else you see. But you can't lie to you because your heart knows better. I've enjoyed our time together. I'll see you in the next episode. It's all about changing the operating script. Here, let me see if I can see a little better. Changing the operating script. Talking to you the right way. Making the right decisions to go after the success you want, that you choose. You right there. You right there. You success you choose, not that chose for you. Thanks for your time. Remember, if you like the show, give it a share, give it a like, and see you on the next one.
You've been listening to Attitudeshield, your double dose of espresso for your attitude. Check us out on Facebook and on the web at www.attitudeshield.com. Again, thanks for spending this time with us. Between now and when we talk again, keep those shields up, eyes on the target, and always be moving towards your dreams.